morning, you gotta get rid of that. It's the afternoon. It's Chillmonger. It's Darius. It's Superman. The Superman family has a new title. We got Drake news. Drake! We're also talking about the Batman. We're going to touch on Bel-Air and Will Smith. Those are two separate individual topics. Michael Jackson's biopic with the name that is Bland Michael. And there's some more Black Panther, which you put on the thumbnail, and I don't know why. Darius, how are you doing on this fine Wednesday?
I am all right. Happy to be here with my community to talk about all the things we love to talk about. So I hope all of you out there are doing great, having a blessed day so far, and have been safe. Right sound, we're going to figure this shit out. We are going to figure this shit out. Yes, I can see you. I can see you in the chat for sure. But we're
on the StreamYard like software that we have. Whether you're commenting on my channel or Darius's channel, it will show up. Salute King, salute gang. Andre Ware, what's up? Hi everyone. We got to start with Aubrey Graham, right? We got to start with the Toronto, the Champagne Poppy. We got to begin with Bobby Altoff and the secret podcast called whatever it was called.
Oh, you're a culture vulture, or like you like people will describe the collaborative efforts that I've put forth and the artists that I've picked up and lifted up or shine a light on as me taking, they'll put a negative spin on it and try and tell me, that it's a self-serving thing or whatever. And I think I get really sensitive about that. And I think at that moment I was just like, well, you know what? Then don't even worry about it. Oh,
Drake is funny. So yeah, this whole thing is because he only likes to talk. He's talked about before. He said before he only likes to talk with certain media outlets. He doesn't like to talk with big media and things like that and blah, 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 blah. But my thing is, Drake, you're being called a culture vulture and you decided to go speak with Bobby instead of someone from the culture. So you wouldn't talk to someone that doesn't know anything about our culture, about you being a culture vulture. What?
And you said the word our culture. What about our culture? What about like the Toronto slang, which I heard him say as a young teenager when he was on that reality show? Man, they speak so ignorant and I think it's stupid. And then I see him all these years later. He's driving down the streets. I think he was promoting his album. And then you could hear him talk using that Scarborough slang that we use here. And then I also hear him over here. And he sounds like
you're a culture vulture, or like you, like people will describe the collaborative efforts that I've put forth and the artists that I've picked up.
I've put forth the Arvid. It's the collaborative. I get sensitive. It hurts my feel. Like the person you are when I watch the Toronto Raptors game, when you sit next to the commentary, sometimes they give you the mic. That voice that you use, that accent, the rap accent that you use, he causes me to question myself because I want to have the same standard. I know that my voice changes depending on groups that I'm with locally, here, internationally, on this webcam. And I know that I change, but I don't do that, man. This guy is not the same person with each different culture he's with.
Oh, yeah. Anytime he's with, Bobby or somebody like that, he's going to put that voice on. It's a different, it's a different hat he wears. That's why I said Drake is funny. He's funny. That's why I thought it was funny for him to speak with Bobby Altoff about being a culture vulture and about Black culture when neither of you know anything about Black culture. One of the funniest comments that I saw on Instagram was like, what are these two white women talking about? And that was because Drake is just like it's all the things that Kendrick has said. It's all the things that Kendrick said during that whole diss fest that they had. Drake is... I like Drake. I'm not going to say I don't like Drake. Let me put it this way. I like Drake's music. Is he phony? Yes. Is he from the things that he raps about? No. Does he make good music? I'll give him his flowers there.
No.
Yes.
I never got into it.
I like Drake's music. Take Care was, what was that, junior year for me? I don't remember. That was a fantastic album that stayed on. So... I like Drake.
Don't give me this, that he's mixed and he straddles every culture he's loosely connected to. I don't think being mixed excuses you to do that. Yeah, really unable to thrive to embrace one entirely. I don't believe he can really represent any culture well enough for people to agree with him. I don't like him, lol. Some of his music I like, but as a person, I guess I can't really say I like him or not. I don't know him. Well, I know what he presents. And Aubrey Graham from Degrassi in the wheelchair, man, I was rooting for him. Oh, he's doing music now? Oh, he's talking about guns and he's oh, well, clearly that's not really you being authentic. Oh, now you got like a Houston slang to you? That's not how we speak over here.
In those early days, he wasn't really talking about guns and stuff like Houston, Atlanta, Vegas, or any of those.
No, what about started from the bottom?
Okay, I said
No.
started from the bottom is when he's Drake. I was talking about early days. I was talking about early days of like having the talking about guns and shit.
Okay.
In the early days, he really didn't talk about guns.
Okay, when he was singing in Bedrock, early days.
That's not early days. He signed a Young Money when he's in Bedrock.
Oh, how early is the early days?
Houston, Atlanta, Vegas. I'm
year?
talking early day before he met Drizzy or before he met Wayne. Early day Drake.
No, but what year is the early Drake?
Nigga, I don't remember what year that was. I know it was just before he met Wayne.
Okay. Take Care is the Weeknd's album.
Hey, listen. Y'all better get off Drake when it comes to that music part. We're not going to sit here and pretend like Drake's music is just not. Now, he might be phony. He might be all the things that, and I agree with, that Kendrick said. Drake's music. Drake got some good music.
I know you're saying Degrassi is just a show, but because of the production and the years that he was on it and how long it takes and how time consuming it is, I just don't want to hear that he was doing something on a corner, or I know what he wasn't doing. So like Toronto culture wasn't seeping into him while he was working on that show after school and stuff. It's telling that he was in Degrassi. Super chat. Drake? Who is this cosplayer? Keep that in CA. He must be in California. I don't know what he means. CA.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny.
I bet he filmed that interview in Toronto too. Like, I don't think he's been in America since. It's just his lawyers.
Maybe not. Just picking Bobby of all people is just funny. I didn't even know she's still relevant. I didn't know she still did shit. I know she's had surgery. I don't know if it's what. I don't even know what those are called. What is that? Some type of injections. Her cheeks. She don't look the same. She looks different.
Maybe she did what Glorilla did. She got discipline shots.
Was that what Glow calls them?
Yeah, she said I got discipline. So I just went and changed it here, and then with the discipline, I look like this. She actually had me in the first half. I'm like, oh, what's a discipline shot? It sounds like a new technology. Discipline shots.
Glow. What's another smaller story?
That Junior Network left John Campia's show and came here to get my updates. Yeah. Ooh. Afternoon report.
No, Lawrence. No BBL from Bobby. She got it put in the cheeks, though.
Now, this is a story all about how his life got turned upside down. The 6th season Fresh Prince of Bel-Air adaptation is going 4 seasons. Peacock's Bel-Air will premiere on November 24, and it is the finale, the final season of the show on Peacock. You got Will. You ever hear this guy, Jabari Banks, rapping? Ooh.
No.
Him on Breakfast Club. He's like, oh, let me freestyle. I can freestyle. Yeah. And he kept going, and he sucked, right? And then Charlamagne's like, okay, that's cool. But he kept going.
Oh, no, he's not good? That's sad.
No.
That's sad.
Do I have to pull it up? Might I have to pull it up? Jabari Banks Breakfast Club freestyle. Who in the chat has seen it? I don't know why it's not the first thing that pops up.
I'm here to sell you something.
In a way that we think is cool.
Wake that ass up.
That's Jabari Banks, the lead actor of the Bel-Air TV show, which he got 4 seasons worth. Not 4 albums worth. No more, please. Yo, both Will's lame, I guess. So the email, the exclusive, was that in season 4 of Peacock's Bel-Air, Will tries to balance the fun and excitement of senior year with the expectations that have brought him to this moment. Carlton tests his own resolve as he deals with the fallout of some very big decisions that could threaten his future. Together, both boys will help each other through this pivotal time in their lives. An unexpected power shift will threaten the brotherhood between Phil and Jeffrey, whose loyalties to the Banks family will be tested. Viv struggles with reinventing herself as she looks at motherhood from a different perspective. It's Ashley's freshman year in high school, and she's working through a rebellious phase, but quickly learns that the status quo may no longer serve her. Hillary goes on a journey of self-exploration. Bro, it's just the kids growing up from the TV show that we all knew the sitcom of, and now here they are in a more dramatic setting. I hope that Carlton can stop playing with his nose permanently. Peacock season 4. The concept of this show existing was great. Shout out to them. All from
I
YouTube.
liked season 1.
Mm.
I haven't. Yeah, I like season 1. I think Fresh Prince is another one of those that you just can't recreate, even in the dramatic style that they're doing it in. It's the first season was, I liked it. It was cool, but I haven't watched anything else.
Is there anyone else that we could like dramatize that was comedic? Alf? Could you imagine that? No. Not really. Maybe James Gunn could do that. Friends? It already is kind of dramatic, though. There's tension with the lovers and stuff.
Well, I'd say Fresh Prince was more dramatic than Friends.
You reckon?
Do I reckon? I didn't even watch Friends, but I can give you 5 dramatic moments, big dramatic moments from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Mm.
Like I said, I can't compare it to Friends. I didn't watch Friends, but I can almost guarantee for those viewers that did watch Friends and Fresh Prince would have the more dramatic scenes. I mean, we're just going off of the one that's just coming to mind off the top of my head. Well, actually, now I have 2. There's the jail scene where Aunt Viv and Uncle Phil showed up to bail Will and Carlton out of jail for the racism. There's the dad scene where Will just acted off the top of his fucking head. How come he don't want me, man? And then him and Uncle Phil shared a very real hug, and he told him afterwards, that's how you fucking act. There is, let me see, what's another dramatic scene from Fresh Prince?
When Will was kidnapped at the end of season 3.
No. When I'm talking about for real shit. When he was shot and Carlton felt responsible. When Carlton was on drugs and took the drugs that Will had to help him stay awake during finals, and Carlton almost OD'd on them. There's some dramatic moments in the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
There is.
It's one of the better. We have to stop the dead air too. I mean, there's a lot of that every stream. But they don't make sitcoms like they used to any longer. And that's not just even black sitcoms. Full House, dramatic moments. Boy Meets World, holy shit, dramatic moments. Sitcoms aren't the same anymore.
Moving on to DC News. Garrett Dillahunt may have confirmed his role as Black Hand in DC Studios' Lanterns. I've never heard of this actor, Garrett Dillahunt.
I've never heard him either. but there are people that are saying with this reveal that he has put on his Instagram, I think the DC News outlet was talking about it, and I know that who was it? Comic Book Click and some other news media pages were talking about that he may have accidentally revealed what it is James is building to. It's not Crisis. So what was the big event that James was building to? And it seems like the big event might be Blackest Night. Now, some people did speculate this early on, but it looks like it may be revealing, or he may have revealed that they are building to Blackest Night, and that's all going to start, I guess, in the Lantern. Obviously, it's a Lantern story, so start in the Lanterns series. James has been noted and commented saying that, it is a grounded but a cosmic story for the Lantern show. So that's what we were thinking. We got Sinestro, in it and all that kind of stuff. So those are all big roles in that story. So if Blackest Night is something that Gunn is leading to, I like the story. I think it's, I actually like it better than going Crisis. And the only reason I like it better than going Crisis is because Crisis is just, I feel like we've seen Crisis so many times in DC, regardless of if it's, really of just the most recent 3-part animation they did on HBO Max. I didn't like that, but the most, and I feel like that's kind of just, everybody's been talking about that for years, even with the Snyder stuff. People were talking, are they ever going to get to Crisis? So I like the fact that it's not Crisis. I like the fact that we're actually going a different direction if it is Blackest Night.
He's a pretty good actor. He was in The Last House on the Left. He's been in a lot of stuff, but not really comic book stuff. You've seen him in a lot of roles. Okay. I mean, good for him. And whatever it is, 16 hours ago, the Green Lantern's Instagram account left a comment on his latest post. So it's confirmed. It's not rumors. We're not reading no tea leaves. Something happened.
Oh, well, there it is. I didn't even know that part. So then it is confirmed. He is, he's in it. So just interesting, again, if they are leading to that. So I hope they are. That'd be good on James. And DC's ahead of everything right now as far as James with the announcement he's made today. More DC news. I saw people talking about Marvel's got to hit back. Marvel, fight back. Say something. You guys need to say something. What's your counter? But,
Marvel's counter? Marvel's the ones who are supposed to be on top, and they were supposed to have hit and threw a punch last weekend. They didn't. So DC, feel free to do whatever you want to do to promote yourselves. People saying Marvel should fight back. They're not really understanding where we are right now. Marvel is not in a position to do that. They need to focus on Secret Wars and Doomsday and Spider-Man Brand New Day and whatever that mystery movie is. And now I'm starting to think there is no mystery movie. They're just holding that spot so that, I don't know, just to F with the other studios. I don't think there will be a July 2026 movie. 27.
Maybe. I also was listening to John talk about what you just said about last weekend. Last weekend wasn't meant to be watch us hold, or where Marvel hold our beer. We've got to blow your socks off. From what John was saying, he was saying last weekend is not. It was just a little event they do. I guess, they do D23, then they do the D23, whatever this one was called. It's D23, but it's something else. And then they do the big D23. But he also says D23 is pointless. And I agree, because there's not been one D23 that has just been mind-blowing. We've had SDCCs that have been mind-blowing. No D23s.
Sorry, 1 second. Cornelius, gotcha. Delicioso.
Yeah, Cornelius. Let me tell you something. There's only 24 hours in a day. So within that time of us streaming for 3 hours, what we do before this, you have no idea what that could be. And then what we might have to do after this, again, you have no idea what that could be. Yeah, we got to eat. These niggas got to eat.
Just be lucky I put the microphone on mute when I'm chewing. So, with this Green Lantern news, though, the Green Lantern account, I went to it. Interesting enough, the first one that they list is Kyle Chandler as Hal Jordan, Aaron Pierre as John Stewart. I don't like that.
Chill. You are such a nitpicker when it comes to that shit. James has already stated that this man is the definitive Lantern moving forward.
Well, tell your Instagram Green Lanterns division that Kyle Chandler is not the lead, and number one on the call sheet is Aaron Pierre.
This ain't a call sheet. This is just the order they put it in.
This isn't a call sheet. Sure, this is just someone's opinion who runs this account. He got it wrong. And here you guys go defending the white man. Hal Jordan is the senior Lantern. Come on now. We're splitting hairs, LOL. He's the older Lantern. Harrison Ford was sitting next to Anthony Mackie, and he was like, no, don't get it wrong. It's his movie.
Well, yeah, he's Captain America. This show isn't called John Stewart. It's called Lanterns.
Wasn't Kyle Chandler the first person cast for this show? Anyways.
If this were the show, if the show were out already and like we had some episodes and every episode Kyle Chandler has led, so for let's say we're 4 episodes in and like they've treated Aaron like they did Bishop, this is a valid conversation. A valid conversation. Because they put Kyle before him.
I'm sure the guy running that account didn't watch the show, has no extra like news on it. But yeah. Super chat. Just live your life. Hey. Blackest Night makes sense because they can't get Batman in the mix at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
They can work around that with the lanterns.
Exactly. You don't have Batman. You have Batman, but can't use the Batman you're wanting to do and all that kind of stuff. So blah blah blah. Yeah, no, it's It's not complicated, but they've made it complicated. But it's a double hit for DC once again. They're doing great right now. You're going to have the Batman 2 come out a couple months before, and then that summer you're going to have Superman 2 come out.
And also, Hal would be the backbone of the Blackest Night storyline. Well, then it's not nothing, is it? If
no,
things what?
That still does not mean that John is not the definitive Lantern moving forward.
All right. Okay. Hey, with all of the Guy Gardner attention here, he's on Peacemaker episodes. He was in the movie. We'll see him again. I don't know. I'm not so sure James Gunn doesn't go, Nathan Fillion's doing just such a darn good job on set. He's a charm. I think I'm going to make him the main Green Lantern. It'll come out of nowhere.
Well, John, if I'm Aaron Pierre, I would have you'd be speaking with my lawyers because that's not what we discussed. That's not what you publicly said. X, Y, and Z.
Yeah. It's what can the lawyers prove? Does the contract say that you'll be in 6 movies and have 40 minutes of screen time, or does the contract just say you'll be in the movies? I'm not arguing John isn't the definitive Lantern. I'm saying they will build to John being that Lantern. It'll start with Hal. Well, yeah, Aaron Pierre was 31 last we checked, so he's got time. Doesn't have to be the main guy right now. Maybe if all the Lanterns die in 3 years, we're just only have John left, then it'll be definitive. It's not definitive now. I hope Hal gets packed up in the first episode. Do you want Hal to die in the first episode or the first season?
Oh, why are we discussing Hal dying?
Because
in the show.
Why? Because it was a topic that Perp said. He just said he gets packed up. Doesn't that mean dying?
Does packed up mean dying, or does packed up mean like, you know, maybe that does mean dying. I mean, packed up.
You mean like packing to travel?
No, I meant like packed up, like, you know, fucked up. But packed up, I mean, I guess you could. I guess it does mean, you know, literally in a coffin, packed up.
Dying, yes, yes.
Do I want Hal to die? No. But I don't know if Kyle Chandler really wants to. I also don't know what this contract is. And I say that because I thought early on he said something about, or that was the complaint everybody had about him being older as Hal. So did he sign a extensive contract? Does Hal die in this?
Yeah, the contract was signed. And if he signed for multiple pictures, then maybe he's back as a flashback. He doesn't really mean he's got to be alive in these new things. He's pushing 60. How that old is problematic for me.
Yeah. That was everybody's complaint when he was cast, is that he was too old.
Mm-hmm.
But you know.
Moving forward. Michael Jackson time. Let's talk about this biopic. You actually just sent something. Would you like to go to that thing you just sent me now?
No, we can go to Mike. That's fine. Yeah, so I guess on Instagram, Paris Jackson, who is one of Michael's children, called out Coleman Domingo because I guess Coleman Domingo was saying that she had a part in it. The headline actually reads, Paris Jackson shuts down Coleman Domingo's claims she helped with the Michael Jackson biopic, where she kind of goes in on Twitter. She said, don't be telling, or I'm sorry, on Instagram, her Instagram story, she said, don't be telling people I was helpful on a set of a movie I had 0% involvement in. LOL, that is so weird. She went on to say, I read one of the first drafts of the script and gave my notes about what was dishonest.
So that's not 0%. I'm just saying. Sorry to interrupt her, but don't say I had 0%. I read the first draft of the script.
Yeah, but then she goes in on this video and describes that why it's 0%. Was dishonest / didn't sit right with me, and when they didn't address it, I moved on with my life. Not my monkeys, not my circus. God bless and Godspeed. So then she, in this video, cleared up some more things because people ran with just because these were pictures, these were words that she put. She didn't write a video. She didn't put a video out. This was the video she put out.
Okay, I'm gonna say this and then I'll kind of just leave it alone. Because it seems like there's been a lot of responses. There's been a lot of responses to the thing that I posted earlier about just clarifying that I wasn't involved at all. Aside from giving feedback on the first draft and then getting the feedback that we're not actually going to address your notes at all. And I was like, all right, fuck me, So I just butt it out, and I just I've left it alone because it's not my project. So they're gonna make whatever they're gonna make. A big reason why I haven't said anything up until this point is because I know a lot of you guys are gonna be happy with it. A big section. The film panders to a very specific section of my dad's fandom that still lives in the fantasy, and they're gonna be happy with it. Just
that's the ending of that is very interesting. That it's pandering to a very specific section of Mike's fandom that still lives in the fantasy.
Sick. We want to hear that. No?
I don't know. Because what is she? Well, first of all, I would need to know exactly what she means by still living in the fantasy. Does that mean that there are things in this that are dishonest? Are there things in this that aren't? Because if she's giving feedback and she's giving notes and then she's being told, no, I'm just going off of what she said. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just as big a Michael Jackson fan as the people that may be watching, but if she's being told, like she said, that basically fuck your notes, we're not going to go into your notes or whatever, by her saying that last part, it's going to pander to a very specific section of my dad's fandom. They're going to be that are still living in the fantasy. So what is the fantasy? Is the fantasy?
I interpret it as it's the ride that we're all on, the Michael Jackson fantasy. This is fun. Come on tour. Come on. This is an enjoying thing, the fantasy. And you could also interpret it as the fantasy, the fake story, the one that they want you to believe in. This is the fantasy of Mike, not the reality of Mike.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking she's saying. Because she, like I said, she in her earlier post, she said, where's the dishonest part? She said, I read one of the first drafts of the scripts and gave my notes about what was dishonest / didn't sit right with me. So I think it's the latter of what she's saying about the fantasy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. When you combine it with that.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm very interested to see the trailer for this. I've been very interested in this. As you guys all know, I am as I've said before, I won't call myself a fan. I'm in the cold of Michael Jackson. I love Michael Jackson, love Mike. So I know that this is going to be a very, heart pulling at the heartstrings, this biopic and things like that. But what she said there, it interests me. It interests me on and then, some of the other things about that being delayed, and then the, trying to, I don't know again, if it was a cover up of saying, oh, we just needed to add more things, or there was something more, or if it was truly the legal issues or what it was. I don't know. But yeah, that was interesting what she said there. I mean, if she was told to fuck off your notes, interesting.
Yeah, and there's more video to play, but we do have to address this super chat.
I take what's mine and take some more. It rains, it pours, it rains, it pours. Yeah.
Coming from I Am Too Fly. Paris needs to chill. We all know you adopted, lady. This adopted her? No, say it ain't so.
But at the end of the day, regardless of if she is adopted or not, none of us really truly know what went on in Michael Jackson's bedroom, whether he actually laid down with this woman or whether he was a sperm donor or any of the other things like that. However, at the end of the day, he raised this young lady.
Right.
And by him raising her, blood or not, he is her father. And that is her, and she is his daughter. So
that being said, I'm still reading all of these comments. Woo, spicy. Is she on something? That's the first thing I thought. Just let me know when the teaser drops. Not a drop of melanin. So what you're saying by saying that? Her family, including brothers, cousins, uncles, aunts, and grandmother, is all involved and supportive.
This is true. See, this is why I juggle, because that's true. That's true. But there are I don't know. I'm with Raymond on it too. I'm leery of it as well. I want to see it, but that last line just got me when I read it or when I heard her say it earlier. It's going to pander to a large section of my dad's fandom that still lives in the fantasy.
It's just probably her beef with the estate. I wish she had handled this privately and contacted him directly without our knowledge.
Oh, the contacted Domingo.
Coleman was being majorly respectful. Paris seemed to be more of the troubled emo of his three kids. I wish her well. You can't drop that on us and hit us with I wish her well afterwards.
Well, she definitely seems to be the more wild of the three. I don't know. That little blanket or whatever his name is now, he is suing your grandma. That's real wild. But the oldest or the middle, Prince, just got married. So, and he's doing well. He's involved. I think let me say he's not involved, but we watched an interview where he said he has been on set. He's read the script. He's talked to his cousin. So
I wonder what the notes were and why rejected. That's a very good question. Yeah. Keep going.
Like I remember hearing about how Freddie Mercury's family responded to seeing the Bohemian Rhapsody film, right? And I remember reading the Dirt autobiography as a kid, and then growing up and watching the movie they ended up making starring MGK, and I was like, Okay. The thing about these biopics is it's Hollywood. So it's fantasy land. It's not real. But it's sold to you as real. And a lot of sugar-coated, like the narrative is being controlled. And there's a lot of inaccuracy and there's a lot of just full-blown lies. And at the end of the day, like, that doesn't really fly with me. I don't really like dishonesty. I spoke up.
Well, she was there. It's her life, partly. So if she's saying something is a lie, maybe it's a lie.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's why I can't discredit her because she was there. I mean, obviously not for the Motown stuff and all that stuff we're going to go through, but if they get to that part of his life in the film, she was there.
Was she there though? Well, for the parts that she was there that we assume, and we were giving her credit, we assume she's only commenting and sending notes on things she was there for. She was there.
Yeah, that's what I was, because obviously, we're talking about we're gonna see them doing Thriller in this. She wasn't there for that. She had none of them. I mean, besides what she's been told by family, what she's researched, what her father may have told her, and she wasn't there, so she can't give notes to, oh, well, that didn't happen. So I don't know. I enjoyed the Bohemian Rhapsody. I don't know which one she's talking about with MGK. I ain't seen that. I don't want to see that. The one with I forget his name. Ooh, that's a good Bohemian Rhapsody biopic.
Austin Butler?
No.
Why didn't they name Bohemian Rhapsody Fred? Because the name would be bland, chill. That would be crazy. Yeah, I know. Just a regular old all over the phone book name.
Yeah, again, not going to go into that with you again. Michael Jackson is, if you can't, I don't think you really understand Michael's, like, how enormous Michael is. I don't think you understand that.
You keep going to how big Michael is. He is great.
Yeah, but that's because still that they're one and the same. Whenever you say like Michael, the name is bland, it's one and the same. You cannot be like, you can't tether how enormous he was in life without saying that.
Yeah. Bohemian Rhapsody is a great movie title.
Yeah, for a great band that's not on the level of Michael Joseph Jackson. Like, again, I don't think you understand how larger than life Michael truly was when he was alive and even in his death. And I'm not even trying to have a debate. I just don't think you comprehend it. And it's telling, but I don't think you comprehend it.
Paris Jackson hopped on Instagram to clear the air after Coleman Domingo told People that she offered him guidance for his role as Joe Jackson in the upcoming Michael biopic. Paris shut it down, saying while she read an early script and gave notes, she had 0% involvement. So now is Coleman Domingo lying that because that's a big lie. Why the hell would Coleman out of the blue just say Paris Jackson was telling me how I was as a parent or how my character was as a parent? That's a big lie for Coleman Domingo to tell. Mm-hmm. Someone's lying. Someone's telling a big lie. Like there's no like lost in the sauce. Like, there's no. That's just lying. Like one of these two didn't do what was being accused.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I said. And then on that, how would she know how Joe or Catherine acted in those early Motown days?
From hearsay from her dad.
Okay, but you don't. Okay, so if I'm the director or I'm on set or anybody like that doing this film, I would want to know from the brothers, what was Joe like growing up? Not that we don't know. What was your abusive father like growing up? What was Catherine like growing up? Why would I go to Paris? Tell me what your grandparents were like during the Motown days of your father and his brothers. Oh, gee. Well, I know that grandma didn't stand like that. What the fuck are we doing? No.
I believe Paris. Paris, I love him, but this estate is very problematic. Her dad constantly talked about Joe and Catherine.
That's
So,
that's fine.
so that's the fantasy part.
Yeah, I guess that'd be the fantasy part because that's fine, but I would still want to know it. Yeah, and I know the brothers don't acknowledge it, all that kind of stuff. That's fine, sure. So then we are going to take an account from someone who was not there, regardless of all the stories and things that that Mike may have told her. There's that saying that of telephone, a bad game of telephone. Whatever Mike told her may not be the exact same way that she then tells it, and then when that person tells it, may not be the exact same way that it was originally told by Mike, then told to her, then told to that person. It becomes a bad game of telephone. Why would I want a third account when I could get a first-hand account from the person that lived it? That just doesn't make sense to me. But hey, I'm also not a director.
Yeah. I don't care if Joe Jackson isn't violent as he's supposed to be and it's just a fantasy sanitized version of what Joe Jackson is. I go, great. I don't get to see a combustible black family on a movie.
And I think that's where I think that this culminates in your lack of understanding of Michael Jackson. That has to be a part of it. Regardless of how uncomfortable that might make you of seeing a black family like that, that's a part of it. Those boys were beat. That's a part of it. I don't want to see a lackadaisical, oh, come here. Don't do that again, Michael. Tell the story or don't tell the story at all.
Gotcha. I hate while it may be really what happened, which
that's what a biopic is, correct? Are we not? We didn't shy away from Freddie Mercury being on, what was it, crack?
Cool. But if I see a movie that doesn't have a violent family that's black, I'm really not the one that go, we need more violent black families in our media. That's what we need to consume, even though it's historically inaccurate.
No, chill. No one's cheering.
Even though it's historically inaccurate.
Yeah, but no one's cheering for black violence. It's, I mean, have you ever, I'm assuming you haven't. Have you ever seen Jackson's The American Dream?
I've seen it, but I don't cheer for the violence. I don't not cheer for the violence. I'm saying just if something's going to be on screen for millions, because we think this could be $1 billion film, it's going to be very widely viewed. Maybe a black family that doesn't have violence in the house isn't such a bad thing.
Okay, but then for me, again, I say keep your story then, because we're just going to skip all that in Mike's life. That just wasn't a thing. If they spun wrong, if they sung a note wrong, if they were late, if they had a bad performance, go get a switch off the tree and I'm going to beat your ass with it.
What's the rating of the film?
I don't know.
Because you can get that across with them being feared and putting like a close up on the kids as they're shuddering and you see a shadow come up and we cut to see we don't actually see the belt to ass part. And we can make that.
Sure, if you don't want to actually show the belt to ass, then show the shadow. Show it from the kid's perspective, watching on the shadow. But you need to see that they were beat. If I go see The Passion of the Christ and we completely take out the entire crucifixion, what am I doing watching The Passion of the Christ? That's a part of the story.
No, I understand it's inaccurate. I do get that. I'm agreeing with you. There's no word on what its rating is going to be. It says the budget is $155 million.
Yeah. I think so. I don't know what the rating's going to be though, but yeah.
In Joe's head, he was disciplining his kids, same as his folks did. I think that would be omitting facts.
I mean, you can go to the Oprah interview. Oprah pulled it out of him. Catherine said in that Oprah interview, "Oh, Joe, just tell it what it is. You whoop the boys." I mean, it's not a secret. No one's like whispering about it, but the Jacksons themselves.
Showing someone's truth, which happens to show the ugly side of old school black families, is not a negative indictment on the black community. Chill. It can be a lesson and even a learning moment. Yeah, Raymond. That could be a lesson. And
I just think,
are we oversaturated with? Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You saying oversaturated
with the lessons? Like there is a overabundance of violence, and that's why I would say if it's not in the movie, I'm like, hey, inaccurate, yeah, but it's not in the movie. Why not? I feel the same way I think I said about like the Children of Blood and Bone. They casted Amanda Stenberg. She's supposed to be way darker. But hey, inaccurate from the book? Of course. Will it mean that we're going to go to a movie and we're not going to see someone getting made fun of because their skin is darker? Hey, that's a plus. I still think it's inaccurate.
Yeah, but that Children of Blood and Bone is not real.
That's not why I gave the example.
You gave the example because
a theme would not be furthered. A theme or something that I don't think is
because
beneficial.
a dark-skinned person wouldn't be getting bullied.
Yeah, in the book, she's ostracized from her family. Her skin is so dark type. And I don't want to see that in a movie now for everyone else. Even if they are making it a lesson, oh, that's wrong. You can't treat someone like that. And that's the point. I still don't want to see that theme on screen and then just picked up on it and learned about. Like, I don't want to see that. And so whatever, they made something that was inaccurate, but at least it means that we're not going to further colorism. Same here. We're not going to further parent. Go ahead.
No, you said we're not going to further parent what?
Parents fighting and parents violently over disciplining their kids.
I don't think the Michael Jackson film, even if they didn't show that, is going to be the bolstering thing that's going to stop altercations in households.
Of course.
I mean, and that doesn't just happen in black households. That's happening in white households, Latino households, green households, purple households. People argue. People hit their kids.
Yeah.
I mean, it happens, and it was a part of Michael's story. It's why, when they call him Wacko Jacko, when they call him like, why is Michael Jackson climbing trees at the age of 30 something years? Because he couldn't do it when he was a kid. He didn't have a childhood. Their childhood was stripped from them. So all the things that we got to enjoy and his peers got to enjoy as children, the Jacksons did not. They were in their living room or wherever they might have been during that day rehearsing because Joe had a vision and it worked. Look at where they are. It worked. But Joe had a vision. And with that vision, those children were robbed of a childhood. So when you call him Wacko Jacko and call him all these things and you say, well, we can't let's shy away from even showing the beatings. Well, then you're taken away from why that molded him into who he became. It's just, again, that's why they're biopics. You have to show those things.
Wacko Jacko was a racist slur used by the UK media. Educate me. Which part of this is racist? You know?
No, I don't know the history.
Let us know. We're not going to move until we learn what is racist about either Wacko or Jacko or the combo. A major reason Joe disciplined his kids is because he saw other neighborhood kids were at the time. Kids were in gangs, and Joe did not want his boys involved with that.
That is true as well. Not, he wasn't just beating the boys, just to beat them. Well, regardless, still bad. But that was a part of it as well. Yes.
Junior, please. What was racist? The uncomfortable truth, facts, yo. Because Wacko Jacko isn't his name, chill. What the F? Wacko Jacko is meant to be a monkey. Oh, like a fictional character that was popular, and that's the name of a monkey. The dehumanizing origins of the nickname streamed from a 19th century monkey baiting attraction. The British tabloid The Sun popularized the nickname in 1985, which deeply hurt Jackson. 19th century monkey baiting attraction. Huh. Yeah, that's racist. Thanks for that. Want to go to Harry Potter?
That's another good one. They couldn't even call Joe Dad. They had to call him Joe. That wasn't like he told them, you call me Joe. So their childhoods were different. So
that's different. Most people don't say like, hey, call me by my first name. I'm mom. I'm dad. Not my first name.
Well, everything was different about the way Mike was brought up. That's why I know you were joking when you said it, but I'm just using this as an example. When you said the last time we were talking about Mike, you get sensitive. I do. Because he was drugged through the mud during life, and even in death, he's still being drugged through the mud. And it's like, I get sensitive, and it frustrates me when, especially, and I'm not saying you don't know, but I'm saying your fandom, your knowledge on Mike may not be like mine or some of the others in the chats.
Yeah.
It frustrates me when people try to go at Mike or try to discredit or try to say certain things without knowing the history of who Mike is or what made Mike Mike. Just all those things. It's frustrating. So yeah, I do get sensitive when it comes to Michael Jackson. I don't know the man, never met him, but I get sensitive when it comes to Mike.
But I went to Gary, Indiana.
I did go to Gary, went to his house.
Nicholas Hoult is one of the rumored actors to play Voldemort in HBO's Harry Potter series. Voldemort is already cast and will appear in multiple episodes. To keep it a surprise, HBO has decided not to announce who has been cast as Voldemort. Is he British?
He is.
Then he qualifies. She's got that rule, remember?
Oh.
J.K. Rowling, she didn't want to hire anyone who's not actually English blood, pure blood.
He is British. This, I think, is great. You know, I said that the one about Matt Smith, but I like this even more. I like this even more if it's true, because Nicholas Hoult, I think, is a phenomenal actor. Not just what we saw him in as Lex, but he's been in plenty of other things where he has shined and shown that he is a good actor. And I think you put him now. Only thing that makes me question is his time. I feel like he's going to be kind of busy with Lex. Now, granted, it's a movie opposed to a series, but this would be pretty demanding on his time to be Voldemort. So I don't know. But if he is Voldemort, if they are actually looking at him and he's talked about it with them, yay, I like it.
Perp is right. It's going to be Pedro Pascal.
Oh, no.
That's why they keep it a secret. Why keep it a secret? That's so bizarre. Is it a woman who's playing Voldemort? Like, is that, you don't want to, is it somebody just as dark as Papa said you? Is that what's going on? Is there a plot point from the Harry Potter show that they got to keep secret? And that's why if we find out it's a black actor, it'll ruin it. What's going on here?
I don't know. But I do like it.
Put him in front of a camera. See, he's done his Superman tour, so he's not going to be asked by the press about this one. It's about a month too late.
And they say he's already cast. He's going to appear in multiple episodes.
Whoever it is.
Voldemort is already cast and will appear in multiple episodes. I don't know if it's Nicholas Hoult. I mean, they just started filming this. It's not like as if he's in the first few episodes. So maybe.
I think that's dope. Let it be a surprise. We'd be getting too much information about certain things nowadays. It's refreshing. Okay, Perp. Is just what surprise though? What surprise? I read 7 books. I watched 8 movies. I know who Voldemort is. Seeing what actor it is, sure, it'll be by the definition of surprise. Since I didn't know who it was, first time I'm seeing it, I'm surprised. But like, so what? Whoever it is, it could be Oprah Winfrey. I'm just gonna go, oh, here's Voldemort now. There'll be so much makeup.
Yeah, I'm not shrugging off Oprah. I think the surprise is just the actor and whatever they bring different from Ralph Fiennes to the role. I think that's all it is. We all know who Voldemort is and his role that he'll play. I like that it'll be more in depth in the movies, though. I do like that.
Cutting over to Fandom Wire, Nicholas Holt's casting as Voldemort. 4 reasons why Cillian Murphy is a better choice for Harry Potter's TV series. Do you agree with that? Cillian Murphy would be better?
I think I like Murphy a lot. I would have liked him as Doom. I would still like him as Voldemort as well.
Number 4, he has the range and darkness to do Voldemort justice. Number 3, Ralph Fiennes and Chris Columbus officially approved Cillian Murphy as Voldemort. Is Ralph Fiennes, that's the one who did it first, right? Ralph Fiennes, not Fiennes.
Right. Yeah, he did. Yeah.
I've never read the name. Here you go. Warner Brothers cryptic response fuels hope for Cillian Murphy's involvement. What was their cryptic response? They said, "No comment" 3 times. Ooh, that's not really that cryptic. Saying no comment is literally no comment. And then number 1, Cillian Murphy is wasted on Quirrell. He belongs at the top of the food chain. That was Cillian Murphy?
Where? No.
In Philosopher's Stone? He was Professor
The
Quirrell?
what stone?
Sorcerer's Stone.
Oh. Was he? No, he was not.
Quirrell, portrayed by Ian Hart. Okay.
Halle Berry, I don't want to make this a big deal. I mean, obviously, it's not even a big deal to me. I think she's in the film. She's in Doomsday. And this is not to kind of deep diverge from that. I just saw this, so it's kind of throwing me off. I'm trying to see if this is an old picture or a new picture of her holding Uncanny X-Men. The cover of it is Doom holding Storm. People are saying, I don't want to say people, the Kiki cast is saying Avengers Doomsday. But I'm trying to see if she recently shared this or if this is an old picture.
What color was her hair yesterday?
Her hair in this picture is
brown.
It's brown.
It's just this. It's the same bed she was sleeping in. Remember, it was like Happy Mother's Day, and she was next to her man. Remember?
No, I don't follow this woman.
It was pretty big as a video.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, she got a comic book, Doctor Doom holding up Storm. Looks.
But is this recent?
Go on Hallie's Twitter. I'll go on Hallie's Instagram. Get to the bottom of this. Not Haley, Halle. I don't see it. No, not in her last 24 hours. Not in the story.
I don't think it's.
I got her holding up another book, so it's brown hair too, just like that. So here it is back to back. See that? She changed her bed sheets to pink.
I see that one.
She's got the same hair length. Yeah, it was recent, bro. Same hair color. That doesn't mean anything. She probably goes to the salon every week, right? So
her cat room is impeccable. I'm jealous. That's the only thing I have ever seen from her, actually. She has do you know what a cat room is?
A room for the cats.
Yes, it's way more intricate than that. But she has one, and I'm jealous of hers. She's got that money to. No, there's nothing on her Twitter either of it. So I don't know.
She could be holding up. She could be holding up another book, and then somebody superimposed the X-Men comic book.
Yeah, I don't know that I believe this.
50
Actually,
cents?
I don't believe it, because if you zoom in right there on where she's holding, where you see the question mark that her fingers are making, her skin tone is overlapping the X-Men comic. So this is not real. Debunked.
Her skin tone is overlapping the X-Men comic?
I said her hand, where her hand is making the question mark go over. Right there.
Huh. Aha. Looking a little fake to me.
Yes. Not real.
She looked good, though.
Halle Berry. Halle Berry. Halle Berry. Hurricane Chris. 2006. Hey, baby.
Some one-hit wonders.
He tried to have a song in 2020. It was a little vibe if you had a couple drinks or two.
Let's move over from Halle. He said, "White woman playing Storm, shake my head." Don't do that to her. Please don't do that to her. Photoshop got so good in 2025. Almost every pic we see got to take with a grain of salt. Yeah. Pictures are untrustworthy, but those movies or the movements, the videos, those we can believe still for now. Marvel Film says that Mahershala Ali will be voicing Blade in Zombies.
This is an old report, I believe. Yeah.
And then Chad Ryan says, looks like that got changed, but they used his character.
Not just his character, his likeness and everything. And I think that's wild that they didn't have Mahershala voice him. I mean, you've 2019, come on stage, still nothing. You could have had him voice him. Was it too expensive? Did he not want to? Probably didn't want to. I wouldn't have wanted to either.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, can you really blame him? Like, no, don't ask me to come back for
Yeah, I
the
wouldn't
voice. I
want
did
to
the
either.
voice before. Talk to me when it's time for the movie, or keep me out of it. Like, I'm putting my foot down. I'm using my leverage.
Completely
Mahershala was
agree.
right.
Completely agree, because I wouldn't have wanted to either. I'd have been like, nah, bruh. What? 2019, lawyer done already said this is the most crazy thing in her professional career publicly. And still nothing. And y'all keep lying in all these interviews talking about we're moving forward with Blade. Oh, but wait a minute, it's on pause. Or we're not really that ready to push forward with Blade. Which is it? So, yeah.
5 years ago, starts filming in 2026. I'll believe it when I see it. Meanwhile, Marvel Zombies uses his face, but not his voice. Perfectly logical.
Yeah, right. Right.
It's sticky. Do we say we don't want Blade in it? It also doesn't matter, because the people who are going to see Marvel Zombies are in the percentage, like 1% of people who are going to watch like Avengers Endgame or whatever it is. I'm being unrealistic, maybe 10%, but it's going to be a small number. Like, so who cares if we don't give Blade this screen time? Whatever.
Yeah, Blade.
He said, but hey, DC is picking up. DC is looking really good. We say that every time, don't we? Mr. Terrific, he had the T on his face and he was just kicking ass. We got the Green Lantern with Jon Stewart. So that's going to be something. What happens next, man? We hear Static Shock and we hear James Gunn answering questions about it. Complexities here and answers there. And we're going, and Big Sean too. Shout out to Big Sean for being the contributor here. We're hearing that DC is going to be doing some stuff and their universe is connected. I'm watching Peacemaker and it does feel like the Rick Flag from that is related to the Rick Flag from Suicide Squad. He's in Creature Commandos. It's all one world. DC is having a good first year at it. We hear you, DC.
For sure they are. They definitely are.
Maybe Bo DeMayo.
What were you saying?
Bo DeMayo will be back for X-Men 97 season 2. Maybe that's what can help Marvel.
Yeah, maybe.
Next up, James Mack. He says, well, to the quote tweet, which has Avengers Secret Wars theory, Steve and Peggy's son, James Rogers, will play the new Captain America in the MCU after the reboot happens. He'll be aged up later on. Stop aging them up. He'll be introduced as James Rogers in Avengers Doomsday. That's just a picture he took with a kid, right? That's not really the actor, is it?
No. I don't think so. It's probably just some kid.
After Secret Wars, we'll have a new Steve Rogers with another actor as Captain America and also Sam Wilson as Captain America, both coexisting simultaneously, just like in the comics. Do they really coexist simultaneously in the comics? Because it feels like one guy gets longer runs and the other guy's volume ends after issue 10. I think that we can say that if there's two Captain Americas, there's going to be a real Captain America and the secondary one, which Sam always was. How does everybody feel who got invested in, Sam, he's not the Falcon anymore. He got promoted. He's the Captain America. Yeah. Well, why they got Captain America next to Cap? Temporary representation.
Yeah. Well, Feige already said they're recasting Steve Rogers. So I'd assume he's going to be there.
You can always tell when someone is like 5 minutes behind the stream. He said, Halle is still fine. Yes, she is Dragonfly. Speed up. 1.5 speed. You'll catch up to us. Xavier, first the child, and now this. Yeah. So maybe because of the child, they'll do this. They'll be like, what? You didn't complain when it happened for Steve, so you can't complain when it happened for T'Challa? Oh, can you imagine? Like, they just want to double down so much on killing off T'Challa that this is the route we go. Don't Marvel. DC is calling.
Be awful. But this whole kids route that they're doing, I mean, do I believe that? As I've said before, I don't believe the bottom one here about the kid, because I don't think his kids are going to have any special powers or anything like that. I think they're just kids. I think it's just a part of whatever life he built with Peggy and Branch reality. I don't think they're special.
No,
I don't. I don't think they're special at all. I think they're just parts of his life. I think, again, sometimes, like I said before, which is the theory that's out there that about the sun. That's why we listened to it that day. It was cool. And I said this that day. I think we, as the fans, come up with much better theories than they're not going to do that. I don't, because I think that I just don't see them doing that.
they shouldn't do that. There's no way they do that. But it's happening in the comics, like James Mack put it right there, just like in the comics. And so it's the same division. And we know Feige's kind of involved with comic books. At least he can send a memo and they can do exactly what he says, a la Kamala Khan becoming part of the X-Men and being part of those past storylines, right? That was Kevin Feige. They did not believe that in the publishing and the Marvel comics. So it happened in the comics. It's kind of like oh yeah, you're right. That's what they do.
Yeah, I believe that part. The whole maybe the Sam to Captain America's. I don't believe the part about Peggy and Steve's children having some larger role in the rebooted MCU, aged up as heroes, a part of the Avengers, like that. Yeah. I think these kids are literally just there. We'll probably see them as much as we saw Hawkeye's kids at the beginning.
Something like that.
Yeah,
as it should be.
Yeah, I don't think that they have a major role like some people are claiming.
Only kid who's important is Franklin Richards.
Right.
Keep yours to child, and you're Captain. I gotta have a junior nickname for Captain America's son. What would he be? Steve Rogers. Steve. Don't know. I'll open the thesaurus and I'll figure it out. Well, it does let them get away with T'Child, Xavier. You see, it's not just T'Challa. You got James Rogers T'Child, Morgan Stark, Scar, Love. Yeah, that's Thor's daughter. And Kate Bishop as a new Avengers. See? DC is calling. DC is having the Wonder Woman. It's not going to be, Diana had a sister. No, it's going to be Diana. Two Caps is stupid. Yup. Mm-hmm. But what's not stupid is super chats.
Got a handful of stacks, better grab an umbrella. I make it rain. I make it rain on them hoes.
DR hits us with, first T'Challa has a kid. Now Steve. Can we please get a DCU style reboot for Marvel? DC is calling. Yeah. Whatever that reset is, let's keep what works. Tom Holland, he can play Spider-Man. Let's keep what works. Everything needs to be refreshed. However Secret Wars ends, the universes, they're back. Yeah, except this universe has mutants and humans. T'Challa's alive. Captain America's alive. Just give us that. Just reboot. Beep, beep.
Yeah.
Reboot.
Agreed.
Thank you for the $5, DR. I hope it doesn't happen. We go on to this video here that you sent me on TikTok. Give me a second to get it opened.
Wait, if it's that one, go to the first the Conjuring.
Conjuring?
Yeah, the Conjuring article part there, or the Twitter piece.
There's a Twitter piece for the Conjuring. Let me find it. There's so many here. Conjuring Last Rites, that one?
Yes. Right. The Conjuring is the next horror film. What were you going to say? Go ahead.
Nothing.
Oh, Conjuring is the next horror film to be dropping. We've seen Weapons, which I gave a grade A to, and a lot of other people that saw it gave the same thing. I don't know if The Long Walk is really considered a horror. I don't consider it a horror. It's a thriller. But then you've got The Conjuring. We've had Conjuring 1, 2, and this is, I think, 4. I didn't like this headline. I thought the first Conjuring was scary. I haven't really seen any other. I've seen the other ones, but they didn't really scare me like that. And I don't like hearing this. either. The Conjuring Last Rite is a fitting send-off to the Warrens, and it isn't exciting, and it isn't as exciting or scary as the previous efforts, but it delivers a touching finale. Listen, what are we doing? I don't want a touching finale in a horror film. I want scary. I want Ed and, like, if you want to send Ed and Lorraine off like and they don't die, sure. But like a touching, and the trailers for this haven't been scary either. The clip that we can't watch them because Warner Brothers will strike us. And the clip they released for this also wasn't scary. So I'm just like, man, I know I'm going to sit down and I'm going to be disappointed because that final trailer they released was disappointing. So when I see things like this, because a friend that on that TikTok thing that you can, a friend sent this to me and was, I'm like, yeah, promotion, probably. Do I believe this? So was it maybe just for views? Somebody just looking for some attention? Maybe even that. But is this happening in the Conjuring film? Absolutely not.
TikTok.
TikTok what?
Possession here.
Well, that was terrifying, wasn't it? Let's see
No.
a different angle. Yeah, so
these motherfuckers out there really talking about canceling assignments. So stop it. No.
it's just a movie, right? Oh boy. Supposedly, this had happened during a screening for The Conjuring Last Rites. 2 years ago, during The Conjuring 3, there were some instances that took place that people thought was possession, but honestly, if you actually looked at them, it was probably just somebody having an episode. That may be the case here, but I don't know. This could easily be explained away, but with all the stuff that's been going around pertaining to the Conjuring series, better safe than sorry, I guess.
Okay.
No, none of that's happening in The Conjuring. And I also don't believe that this video is promotion for The Conjuring themselves. This is for niggas. One of them is in a do-rag. Warner Brothers did not hit them up and say, hey, we need you to promote this and get this out. Like that, it's not promotion. It's, if anything, it's them being stupid. But it's definitely, they weren't possessed. There's none of that is happening in The Conjuring. It's not that damn scary. I just don't believe it. So I hate to hear the title that we saw that, oh, it's more touching than scary. Then what are we doing? And then you see that. So
100%. Horror. Yeah. Let's ask someone who actually knows about horror. Perp, give us your opinion if you didn't already. The Warrens were definitely some scammers. Warner Brothers trying to pull a Jesse Smollett. Unclean spirits. Well, ever since the first one, I ain't been a fan of The Conjuring since the first one. The first one's the best. By the way, off topic, but RIP to Streamist. I'll get to that in a second. I'll pull that up.
Yeah, no, the first Conjuring was the best. The absolute best. Too bad they could not repeat that. The Devil Made Me Do It wasn't that great. Or great. Very sad. And there's not any other horror films Kurt might know better than I do coming out this year.
This is a sports streaming pirating website. Okay, guys. Yeah, it was off topic. All right. I like the Conjuring movies. There hasn't been a better one since the second one, but I'm still looking forward to this. That's hopeful. Yeah, go.
Go ahead. You said, what were you just saying? That's hopeful?
Yeah. Being a fan, that's hopefulness. Like, that's part of the whole thing. I like the franchise. I like Fast and Furious. I think every one of them were good. but probably the worst one was Fast 9. I still went into F9 going, 10, going, I hope it's going to be good. And I was pleased.
Nice. 16 seconds ago, exclusive. Millie Alcott, Jason Momoa, John Cena, Peacemaker, Lobo, and Supergirl will all be in Man of Tomorrow. Is it going to be too many people? Why is Superman sequel already this many fucking people? That's a lot. You're going to have Brainiac, possibly. I mean, if you're doing Man of Tomorrow, possibly Brainiac, Lex Luthor,
Green Lantern, Hot Girl, and Terrific, Lois Lane,
Supergirl, Lobo,
Crypto.
Peacemaker. All right. And James We Trust. Haven't seen it, so in James We Trust.
James Gunn is the one who broke that news story. Yes. Man of Tomorrow is coming to the movie theaters in July of next year. July 9th, 2027. There is no more wait. There's no concern. There's no 2 years, and we know what's coming next.
2 years, we know what's coming next.
It's called Superman. It's called Man of Tomorrow and not called Superman. Hey, look, Man of Steel worked. How about Man of Tomorrow? All right. Now, there's a lot to read into this, and I'm not joking when I say this. I'm not being, you're a nitpick monger. They are not calling the title Superman. They're also not putting number 2 next to it also. So there's that fear of, I don't want to see a sequel. I won't understand this. I won't get that. People will steer clear of a 2 if they haven't seen 1. You don't have to worry about that with Man of Tomorrow. The generals.
True. That's true.
It's true.
And you've got, yeah, that's true. And David and Nicholas Hoult both shared images as well of Lex and Superman. One of Lex and Superman fighting each other. One of Lex and Superman flying or flying next to each other, like about to fight different enemies, not each other. And then obviously this one that James shared. And we've heard that several people from the first film are returning. So, yeah, Man of Tomorrow.
Just a 2-year wait. How happy. I was pissed when he did Chapter 1 Gods and Monsters. We're coming in 2-3 years later. Like, it took a long time to get to 2025. Now, just 2 years, all right? He's going to start writing it now. He'll start filming it next year. It'll be in the cinemas in 2027.
Yes.
It's
yes.
Not okay. Thank you, James Gunn. A main character. Yes.
I love it. And I wonder how closely he's going to keep this to either. I mean, well, he actually references comics. So I wonder how much he's going to keep this close to the comics and the animated adaptation. I wonder if these, because originally he even just said this recently, just answering someone on Twitter, or it was either Twitter or Threads, that Brainiac was originally supposed to be the main villain for the first Superman film. So now we're circling back around to Brainiac. Maybe that's why you need all these people. Brainiac's a kind of heavy hitter. So yeah.
So the Superman Man of Tomorrow movie that came out in 2020.
The animated film?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's pretty soon.
Yes, it did. Yeah, we can watch
that. Well, it's Warner Brothers, so I can't really watch it.
Oh, yeah, even though they're going to strike us. Yeah, no.
They are going to strike it. I'm not giving that to them.
Yeah.
I'm just going to do the still image thing where we see that Lobo is part of this movie, so that means Jason Momoa Lobo will be in it.
Oh, there's Martian Manhunter, too. I forgot about
the Martian Manhunter.
I want to say I might have turned this shit off. Because the animation, I don't know why DC shifted to this.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, like you were killing it with Young Justice and all the other animated shows you had. I don't know, like this shift is ugly. But yes, all those people, there are people that have been named that are in this film. I don't think Peacemaker's in this. I think Peacemaker's just in here because he.
Damn well Peacemaker is not in this. In 2020, no one was thinking of Peacemaker
because he just was Peacemaker in it. But yeah,
how involved will Peacemaker be too? That's the question.
Now I'm gonna have to go watch this just to get a feel of the animated one.
It's probably streaming on Max, right?
It is on Max.
So that movie was called Superman Man of Tomorrow. This one will just be called Man of Tomorrow, MOT. So get used to that. When you're on Reddit and you're on Twitter and you see SMOT, they're talking about the animation. MOT, they're just talking about the James Gunn film.
Yeah.
Totally.
Peacemaker.
Step down. I agree that prefer the animation style of Young Justice to this. Mm-hmm.
Did Peacemaker get a suit? Has he gotten a suit or something? No, not like a. I'm talking about like a Iron Man type suit.
No.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know why they've got that picture for him on the thing. It's like the Hammer of Baravia.
This is what matters. The main plot.
Oh, maybe that's supposed to be Lex's suit.
Okay.
That's probably what it's supposed to be.
Lex will recruit him. They'll be like, "Hey, you do Pocket Universe stuff too. I just saw. Okay, you too. Let's be friends." You know who else is going to be in it? Isabella Marced. She said on her account, she said, "See you soon." She said,
"She's gonna come in screaming."
See you soon.
And James is directing this, isn't he?
Is that clear? No.
I don't know if it's been said.
Would you want him to direct it, or do you think there's too much still?
Personally, I would like to see. I don't want him to direct every Superman movie. I personally like to see a different swing at it. Keep it, obviously it's his universe. You do it how he, but then again, I don't know. I just don't want. I hate what he's done with Hot Girl. I'm going to continue to say that until she changes, and she's not.
She won't be that significant.
I don't know.
It's their movie. Her.
Oh, you're talking about in this? Yeah, she wasn't significant in the first movie, but she still left a lasting stinky smell anytime you talk about the character in the movie. All she did was scream, hang out with guys. She's like guys. That's what I don't like. I just don't want her hanging out with guy all the time.
So TJ tells us he's directing and writing. He's involved. Second movie in a row.
Dun, 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 dun.
And then he'll probably do a Peacemaker season 3, right? So he's occupying himself with just writing and writing and writing.
Dun, 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 dun.
They're getting a sequel, right? 2028. Yeah, I'm wondering who the other directors are in the DCU. That's such a fake problem. No, you guys stop doing that. Superman's getting a sequel. It's only going to take 2 years. They're that confident. This was already in the works, and now we're finally announcing it. Now, they got to work on their announcement styles, because just putting a picture up on social media and saying the date is not how you should be announcing these. You could actually create a press release. You can invite people over to a podium, and you can speak, and you can say, "Hey, guys, this is James Gunn checking in now. Chapter 1 is in full swing. We always want to let you know what's coming next so you can plan accordingly and, generate hype. 2 years from now in the summer, thanks to the success of Superman, a sequel, Man of Tomorrow, is coming. Bye." Everyone talks about the super family, the super saga. Well, I'm telling you, the movie's called Man of Tomorrow. Yes, Clark is back.
That could change too.
The title could change? Yeah, Superman Legacy was the first title for this. Yeah. They need some chairs, yo. I didn't say that. But the announcement strategy was whack. We can all agree there. No matter how much we want to see this movie, just putting a picture up is terrible.
Yes.
No, chill. You don't get it. I tweeted it and I Instagrammed it. Okay.
Yes.
Gunn is a workaholic at this rate. Gunn knows his minion's going to spread the word for him. The minions would spread the word regardless, whether he did the press release or he did the tweet. So the DCU is calling. It's looking good. Every time they say something, I feel like I'm interested. That's not true. Clayface. I don't care about no Clayface. But the Supergirl movie will happen next year in June. 13 months later, Superman is back with Supergirl probably in that movie too. We got Peacemaker happening right now. We got a glimpse of Superman and Supergirl technically. But this is a universe that is connected. It's just they're not doing so much output like Marvel. Marvel, you can't blink without something new on Disney Plus. But do we really care about their new stuff on Disney Plus? No. Yeah, DC's been keeping things close to the chest, including stuff like the Blue Beetle, because the director, Angel Manuel Soda, the director of Blue Beetle, is hinting that Xolo's appearance in Peacemaker Season 2. What? He put this on his story?
Somebody's getting fired.
A day before the new episode?
Unless he was told to. But, hey, Blue Beetle. I mean, Gunn did say that there would be some big cameos in the season. So, Blue Beetle showing up.
Sick. We didn't have to wait, bro. The first year of the DCU, we already do have our Blue Beetle. That's good. We're not going years and years without seeing these characters. I like this.
He's learned from Marvel. I like it too. I like Xolo.
Yeah.
I fell asleep on his movie, but that was because it was inconsequential to anything moving forward.
Until you watch Peacemaker.
Yeah. We'll see what retcons are done in Peacemaker to his film.
Oh, yeah. He actually lived in the same town the whole time.
Yeah, I like Blue Beetle, and my Blue Beetle love, honestly, it's not like I've always loved Blue Beetle. No, it came from Young Justice. What they did with him in Young Justice, was just, man, some great storytelling. Such a likable character, Jaime Reyes, and the Beetle. They need to make the Beetle. They need to make the Scarab. Not being like, misogynistic, a voice that's not a female voice. Like, do the voice from Young Justice. That voice is funny. And not only is it funny, I like the way the Beetle talks. She doesn't talk like that. She if someone touches Jaime, the Beetle's like talking to Jaime saying, we're gonna kill him or something like that. I'm about to kill him, or it's just like, and Jaime's constantly have to tell him, no, chill out. So I go that route with the Scarab.
Would it be funny to see the scene where they change voices? They say, "Man, you're not intimidating enough," and and the voice would say, "I thought you liked it. I thought it comforted you to hear a woman's voice." No, man, you got to get more. Okay, and he changes his voice, and no, that's too rough. And then you find the one that's just right. That's great. Yeah,
you could do that. That's definitely James Gunn humor.
It is, but it's my humor too, and that's why I pitched it. Xolo is a great talent to have. YJ made him seem like he got Spidey potential love of popularity. Young Justice. Yes.
Yeah. Young Justice really did it for Jaime. They really did.
They're probably not going to change it. No, they probably will, bro. The voice actress or whoever she is who gets casted for that is probably going to ask for some more money, and they'll say, "Oh, well then no, we'll go with somebody else."
I hope they do change it, regardless of if she asks for money or not. I hope they just tell her, "Hey, thank you, but we're not gonna have you return."
Is that the only issue that stands out for you, like that will carry over to Peacemaker and the DCU? It's not his haircut, not his age, it's not his anything. He's just the voice. That's it.
For the Scarab, I just don't like the voice of the Scarab, and I want them to make the Scarab more like in Young Justice. The Scarab in Hit for him was more like Friday. Or whatever Spider-Man's helper was in his first one.
Karen.
I didn't like that.
I find that the visual effects were good, and I think that movie only had $100 million as a budget. It's just something about metallic stuff, I guess, is easy because the Transformers, so much of it is the Transformers, and they look good and glossy and shiny. Maybe it's easier to do something that's fake and metal. Like the technology is there for that. And so, yeah, the Scarab and the suit, and every time he suited up, looked phenomenal. no questions. So when it adapts to Peacemaker, I'm sure it'll fit with the budget that they afford. So, damn, why is he looking at look at this pose. It looks like the place Mr. Terrific keeps his car, and with the slow opening garage door, but they just painted over the Peacemaker logo. Yeah, what is John looking at? What is Chris Smith looking at? The director will be fired if he's not supposed to post this. But if we see a scene just like this in the show, then clearly he was allowed to like do this picture over on top of it. So thank you for your comment talking about how the director could get fired, because now I'm thinking, ooh, involving the directors could be part of the promotional strategy. You might be muted. You talking to me?
Yeah, I was saying could be. That definitely could be.
They're probably not going to change it. I wonder if Blue Beetle will be in the Teen Titans movie. I wonder if there's going to be a Teen Titans movie.
He said there was.
Animated or live action?
Well, he said live action.
You know, the cyborg actor was at a convention.
Cyborg actor.
Yeah, the voice actor.
Oh, that's just about Ray. I was about to say, yeah.
And he asked everyone who was at the convention, would you guys like to see me return? And where's the clip, dude? It should be the first one. I don't have the clip, sorry.
No, good. Was his return in an animated show, the animated show that they did?
Yeah, he was asking for the return on the animated show, yeah.
Okay, well, you know what? I'm done with them. I'm done with them and them teasing us with an animated return and all this shit, because they already did this dumb shit with what I showed you. Remember when I showed you that thing where Robin was adjusting the camera? He's like, hello, are you there? I think we found a way back. That was 13 years ago.
Well, here he is. Why is nobody talking about the fact that we just had Teen Titans Season 6 announced by Kerry Payton himself? Let's hear it.
We were just wondering if anybody out there was interested in a Season 6 of Teen Titans, the original animated series.
That's not confirmation. That's who's interested.
Taha. That's what I say to that. Taha. We'll never see it. Like I said, 13 years ago, Robin said, I think we found a way back. And we were all doing just that, what they were just doing there. Well, I don't know if 13 years from now, from this moment, I don't know. But nah, it's not happening. What did Hawkeye say? Don't give me hope.
That's not for us. That's for the studio head. That's for James Gunn to be scrolling on Twitter and to see, oh, look how many people are happy. Oh, this may be going to sway me.
Okay, well then, James, if you're looking at that, please, as much as I love, I was a huge fan of that Teen Titans. There was a point in time where I wanted to see the cliffhangers and things paid off. That time has passed. I was again. The show was old as shit. It was 13 years ago that the tease came. I'm more, if you want to revamp something, give us seasons 5, 6, and 7 of Young Justice, James. That's what we really want. That's what the fan wants. Young Justice.
It's all going to be toy sale related.
Well, wait for toys? Yeah, but they don't even have any good. They don't have any Young Justice toys or Teen Titans toys. They do for McFarlane, but I'm talking about for like that specific like Young Justice style toys. No, they have some. They're like for 4-year-olds. The Teen Titan style toys. Well, that show's been out of commission for God knows how long, so they don't have those. But like McFarlane toys, they do. Yeah. I don't know what they're going to do with that. I don't think anything ever. But Young Justice, James, fuck that Teen Titan shit. Young Justice.
Yeah. I'll get back to DC and everything. There is another DC story to kind of add to. Marvel's been quite quiet. They're filming Doomsday. They're filming on set with Steve Rogers right now. But the creators from the Avatar, Brian Konzektu and Michael Dante DiMartino, they were chit-chatting with the podcast of Avatar with the voice actor for Korra, the voice actor for Zuko, and they laid something on us.
This is in the North. So it was, again, it's not good or bad or evil and, whatever. It's more just different essences being kind of expressed.
No, it's cool. It's just fascinating. Like, I mean, we have North and South Pole here, but like the idea of there's like Fire Nation over here, and then there's like Earth Kingdom, but like the water tribes there's two of them.
Okay.
Two but one.
Two but one. It's very cool.
we're we might be diving deeper into that now and stuff we're working on.
Okay.
Interesting. And yet we won't talk about it.
Nope. We got to rewind that and read their facials as they say that we're working on it. So he brings up the map and how there's two water tribes, and he's going to say we're working on something?
We might be diving deeper into that now and stuff we're working on.
Okay.
Interesting.
Nah, man. There was something. Look, he was looking down the whole time, and then his eyes shift over. Like, shut up. Watch him.
Cool.
Two but one.
Two but one. It's very cool.
we're we might be diving deeper into that now and stuff we're working on.
Okay.
Interesting.
Was there a cut? They're gonna be working on the water tribe. Smug Smile is right. That's Kurik, Avatar Kurik, right? Because the next Avatar in line is supposed to be Pavi that we saw from Seven Havens. She's from the Earth Kingdom. If you're doing something with water tribe, right? Could that mean that Pavi is going to be at a new, swamp water tribe place? Or could it mean that an Avatar Kurig, which was right before Kyoshi, is going to get his own movie, TV show, video game? What are they working on?
Probably that show we talked about a few days ago, the Water Tribe series.
Water Tribe.
So it's coming. They're doing it. It's taking them forever, but they're doing it.
I think I sound more hyped than you do. There's nothing really to be hyped for, though. Yeah, I can.
Yeah, that it's just for me. Like I said, when was Avatar Studios announced? Jesus, I want to say I had my tall desk at that point. Like I was just kind of a long time ago. So there's really not any, unless they're actually physically showing me a trailer, showing me something. They can get on all the podcasts they want to get on. Nope. And I know this might even the images that we were shown of Seven Havens for me wasn't impressive for me personally. That's just me. I don't know that I really was expecting Seven Havens to be. I don't know what I was expecting Seven Havens to be. I wasn't expecting it to be the first images we saw, though.
You almost said Seven Heavens.
Yeah.
Is there Northern Water Tribe? Is that there? Southern Water Tribe, Eastern Water Tribe. Is there a Western that we don't see the temple for the West? Or was it burnt? Is that the one that Aang grew up on?
That Aang grew up on. Oh.
Aang probably grew up on the Northern Temple.
What temple are you talking about? Water Tribe or the Air Nomads?
Apologies, I did say water. I meant to say air. So there's supposed to be like four, right? A Northern Temple, East, South, and Western Air Temple.
Yeah.
I just don't see the temple, so.
What's the one he went to that what's his name was there and they were building stuff for the Fire Nation?
Oh yeah, that guy. Well, they start the journey on the southern tribe, don't they? The Southern Water Tribe. That's where they begin the show, which means he has to live near the south.
I'll be right back. Hold on.
And then he works his way up north. And this kind of doesn't matter really. Like we can just fact check ourselves on the show and watch the show or something. Which who cares? Yeah, watch the show again. That would be fun. But it's just worth like studying this map. It does resemble sort of our map in real life, with Europe being there. Really, not really much of Africa. I don't know, but Asia is wide. We see this like Indonesia, Philippines, just this island collection down here. I don't think this bay exists in the real world. Yeah. But yeah, China is most certainly Ba Sing Se with those walls, the inner wall, the big outer wall. And we got mountain area. It's a cool map, and it's nice that like all the time you spent studying on what the map looks like when you were watching the TV show, all that time it's rewarded because the map really doesn't change. They just add like the Republic City in Legend of Korra. I'm sure Seven Havens, they'll add another city which will be a haven. Maybe they'll just be like a haven that's on water. Earthbenders created an island and now they're safe. Something like that. Also, if you do reviews on figurines, I'd rather see another season of Young Justice. Could be an underwater tribe. An underwater tribe. And like they would die, except there's always a waterbender making like a hole for air to come in so people can breathe. But without that, the underwater tribe would be killed. Something like that. That would be cool. Wasn't it the Northern Air Temple? I heard the cats. This is going to be great on the replay for my last hour of work. All right, man. I'm glad to be there for you. But that's the Avatar podcast there. If you want to continue, see more of what they had to say, it was an hour and 5 minutes, and there is some more stuff in there that we could be touching on. Check that out. But these creators, these two, the Peter Safran and James Gunn of the Avatar world, they've got some things that are in development. They're working on it, and we salute them. I love their storytelling. I loved Korra, too. Korra was a great show. Isn't that right, Darius? Legend of Korra. No legend like it.
Yeah, I love their storytelling. Avatar Last Airbender is great. Great.
Something I often bring up, I'll be quick. This is really not that big a deal. It's like I'll bring up how my account is like it's not adult, right? I don't put my age or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Disney, they're going to pay $10 million of a penalty for allowing children's data to be collected on YouTube videos, which the undertone there is that it's illegal to be collecting children's data on YouTube videos, but it still happens. So, like, it doesn't matter. My tactic didn't work.
Still happens.
My Twitter account is like 6 years old, but still, they got me.
Yeah. It still happens. Still happens for sure. I did see that report yesterday, though.
Shouldn't happen, but it does. Let's jump over to William Smith. So we did Bel-Air. Let's talk about the actor turned rapper. Will Smith signed a first look movie deal with Paramount Skydance, aka Trump's favorite, to star in major theatrical movies based on IP owned by Paramount. His production company will also develop original major films for the studio. So Paramount is also in charge of Nickelodeon, who have Avatar, which means that Will Smith is the next Avatar. JK.
Hopefully it's better than After Earth. Hope they think up some better shit than After Earth, because Will Smith and original T'Challa.
Bombay.
I don't know what he.
Don't make me Ulysses claw you. I'll read. So Will Smith has found a new home. The movie star and his I hate when it does that. I don't know why it does that. Will Smith and his Westbrook banner, which he runs with his wife Jada Pinkett Smith, have inked a first look deal with a focus on developing 4-quadrant theatrical movies. 4-quadrant means young, old, male, female, emphasizing projects based on IP and franchise plays. But Will, who owns the IP? That's important. The projects will be developed as starring vehicles for the Oscar winner. Under the deal, Westbrook has set up projects at the studio, including Sugar Bandits, based on the book Devils in Exile by Chuck Hogan. And I asked who owns stuff, and let me try. I'm trying to just get Chuck Hogan. I want to see who Chuck Hogan is. More importantly, what he looks like. Chuck Hogan is a novelist, and that is him. That's Chuck Hogan. That's who's going to benefit from that because he owns that book. Moving forward, Devils in Exile by Chuck Hogan. That follows a down-and-out Iraqi war veteran who intercepts drug deals for profit. The profit has bounced around at other other studios. Another project that is revealed as a part of today's announcement is Rabbit Hole from the Dune writer John Spates. Rabbit Hole. After taking the reins at Paramount, Ellison has been on a deal-making spree. On Tuesday, the studio announced a deal with Activision that will see the popular video game series Call of Duty become a big screen movie franchise. We did touch on that. And then a $7 billion deal for UFC rights and an exclusive multi-year pact with Stranger Things creators, the Duffer Brothers. Great pickup. Yeah, hats to them. Paramount, bro. And Paramount are also in charge of Children of Blood and Bone. But that, I guess, was before this Ellison guy took over. Still, Paramount making some great moves there. For his part, Smith previously worked with both Ellison's Skydance banner and Paramount on the action thriller Gemini Man, underrated movie. Repped by CAA. Was last on screen in Bad Boys Ride or Die in 2024. His comeback vehicle after slapping Chris Rock at the Oscars and the history drama Emancipation. Yeah, that's the comeback story there. Which
it was Gemini Man actually good?
To me, it was good. It took advantage of technology. He looked a lot younger than there was an older version. It was like a clone. Did you see it? And you're asking me if I'm serious?
No, I didn't see it. I just saw the trailer.
People say it sucked. People say it was bad. It was a simple movie. Nah, it was all right. It had Hera Syndulla, Mary Elizabeth Winstead. She was in there. Hey, 1 in the chat if Gemini Man was good. 2 in the chat if Gemini Man was bad. For those of you who've seen it, because nobody's seen it.
I haven't seen it. So yeah, I hope he's coming up with some better original ideas. Like, that Hancock idea. I would start there. Hancock 2. You have is that not original? That's an original IP. Go ahead and do Hancock 2. Oh, that he doesn't own that though. What studio owns that?
Whoever did it. Hey, Junior says he liked it, number 1. And then Pop, the interpreter, says 2. Ricardo says it's pretty good action. Yeah, I didn't watch it. Ricardo says 1. Yeah. There's a mix, see? So it's not that bad. It's not garbage. It's not a waste of time. That 60 frames per second shit was weird. Movies should always be 24 FPS. I don't notice those things. Do you notice frames per second, really?
No.
No?
But I'm also not a...
cinephile.
Yeah.
But Perp Minded is. Go check out his channel. He's probably talking about The Long Walk or whatever. I like the After Earth better. Ouch.
Oh, man. After Earth is a tough one. It's a tough one.
So yeah, Gemini Man, check it out. Will Smith aligning himself with Paramount. He's still got some star power. It seems like that Ellison guy who's running that Paramount studio doesn't care about the slap because the Bad Boys did pretty good. No one cares. Moving on to Collider, who spoke with Jeffrey Wright. Oh yeah, you're right. iRobot 2. Didn't he say that? No. Alan Tudyk just said something else. It wasn't Will Smith.
Yeah. That'd be nice though.
I Am Legend was gonna get, because he was on a podcast and he's like, we're gonna go with the alternate ending where he lives. I Am Legend. And I'd like to see Will Smith in everything. When I'm watching the Delphi or the gym, the gym that Creed has, when I see that, why don't we have like an old Will Smith come on and be like, I was a boxer back in the day, you just got to watch what happens to your noggin. And then he walks off like, if I just see Will Smith pop up in everything, I wouldn't mind. I love this guy.
Yeah, I love Will. Will Smith is one of my favorite actors.
Will Smith or Michael Jackson?
Okay.
Because it's so obviously Michael?
Yeah.
All right. When a movie was a high FPS, it gives movies that soap opera effect. Okay. Gotcha. Jeffrey Wright on Collider. So, he was playing Commissioner Gordon, or Ray swapped the version of it. And as he's talking to Collider, he gives this quote. Let's just skip to the quote. You guys can check out the full article. Here it is. The Gordon thing. That's another level. I guess increasingly now I'm looking forward to getting back to it, but I really find it fascinating the ways in which there's such a conversation, and I think even more of a conversation now about, capital B, black characters in these roles. It's just so freaking racist and stupid. It's just so blind in a way that I find revealing to not recognize that the evolution of these films reflects the evolution of society, that somehow it's defiling this franchise not to keep it grounded in the cultural reality of 1939 when the comic books were first published. It's just the dumbest thing. It's absent all logic. Okay. Going after those racists.
That's one man's take. I'll give you mine. I disagree.
I have disagreements also.
I disagree because this is in the comic book world, as we've all talked about many times, and this is continuity. This character has historically been white and is going to return to that once Jeffrey Wright is done playing that character. So it's not that people, and I'm not saying that people weren't being racist. I'm sure he was receiving, or some people were being racist, but the overall conversation is more so the fact that this character has historically never been a black man. Does Jeffrey Wright do a great job acting as Jim Gordon? Of course he does. I think he does a great job. I loved him in the Batman film. And I'm going to like him in this one. Like I've had with other characters that I have the biggest gripe about him being, black. No, did I gripe? Yes, but it's also because I don't really care about Jim Gordon like that. But yeah, I mean, I think he's wrong.
I think attacking the racists with facts, logic, and quotes like this about you're absent of all logic. Why would the 1939 cultural norms, why would they continue? I think you can get the racists on that. But come over here. So how about take this attack from the left, so to speak, where I'm saying we are lacking black characters like commissioners and positive people in our media, in our superheroes, and instead of popularizing a black one, all you're doing is allowing DC to go, we are 13% black on our pie chart, we are sufficient, and now blocking the reason why that pie chart exists. You're now blocking an actual black character from gaining popularity. Superman was always going to have a black character in it. That's how Warner Brothers does it. And James Gunn decided Mr. Terrific will be that black character, an actually authentic Michael Holt black character. See the difference there, Jeffrey? And if you don't think that it's taking away from actual castings, I don't know what to tell you, bro. I don't know what world you live in where there's just this abundance of, we can have race swap black characters and we can have the authentic black characters and they don't have to interfere with each other. No, there's a bit of tolerance that the studio will have for how black their movies get to be. That's what you're eating away from when you play Commissioner Gordon. Continuing, Jeffrey Wright keeps Gordon's key principles alive for the 20th century in the Batman. Here it is. What I love about our Batman is how gritty and granular and accessible it is. Ours is a Gotham that's born out of the 70s norm in terms of its cinematic aesthetic. 70s noir, New York, sorry. Obviously, New York City is the template for Gotham, and if you look around New York City in the 70s, or if you look around New York City, of course, today, it's a multicultural place. So any Gotham within a contemporary film in the Batman series that's going to be authentic has to be reflective of a modern American metropolis. That's just what it is. You only have to ride the subway in New York City to understand what that looks like. It doesn't look like 39 anymore. So I wanted to make sure that my Gordon was grounded in the interior characteristics of Gordon that we've found throughout the comics, but that he was Gordon for the 21st century at the same time. Copy that. Everything I say still stands. Did you change your mind after reading that, Darius?
No.
No, not even a little bit. No, he's changing. You ride the New York City subway.
No, I still feel the same way I feel. Like I said, I think he does a great job at playing the character.
Making me think of CB4 scene. I'm black, y'all. That's fact, y'all. Yeah, it does have a 70s film noir aesthetic. Sure does.
It does. Jeffrey Wright, like I said, I think somebody else said it. It might have been Culture Mate Channel that said, spoken like someone who doesn't really read comics, and not trying to be like a gatekeeping thing or anything like that. Like, don't want to make it sound like, oh, you don't read comics, you don't know what you're talking about. But in that way, yes, not saying it in a gatekeeping way though. But yeah, you don't know what you're talking about, because and it really doesn't necessarily just apply to comics. It applies to all characters who have historically been made one way. Whether that be a comic book, a novelization, it's just like if you were to pick up Junie B. Jones and you go pick up the newest issue and now she's, I don't know, Hispanic. Well, historically, Junie B. Jones has always been a white, troublemaking child. So then you go pick that up and it's like, Junie B. who? So no, like, it's the same.
And it's not progressing anything because this thing will reboot and he'll be white again. So you didn't do what Morgan Freeman did in Dark Knight with Fox.
Adding nothing to the role.
If you're someone that suffers from having,
This is a video I did breaking down, looking into the DC or the Warner Brothers website, and we got to watch both ads. I get paid though, so that's kind of cool that I'm paying myself. So here, I was talking about Snape, and I went to the website for their demographics, right? And they were like, this is the force. It's Black/African American 11%, and then they said women is 46%. Now for the women, they actually have a different word, right? Fuck, where am I? They talk about retention. They talk about retaining this African American at 11%, but when it came down to the woman's number, the words were, rewind, go Killmonger talk. If leadership roles 46 to 53, nah, we need to up that. Present nearly 47% of our senior leadership. We recognize the need to increase the presence of women in the executive leadership. So you see that they needed to increase the presence of women because they noticed that it wasn't, accurate. It's not how it's supposed to be. There's supposed to be more women in the workplace. But when it came to the Black representation, they don't say we need to increase the presence. They say we're going to retain ship roles 46 to 53. Nah, we need to up that women representation. But they were happy with retention when they were talking about Black African American people of color. So I want to show you when it comes to the Harry Potter franchise. That's a deep dive, long look. They did remove that because Donald Trump said something about DI, and so like that month, all of them removed it, including Disney. They're not off the hook. Their inclusion standards were also removed from their website. But it's worth like looking at what Jeffrey Wright said and going, actually, you're wrong because there was only going to be 11%, and you satisfied that 11% by playing a white character. Sorry, Jeffrey Wright. Great actor though. And I'm happy for you and your career, your success. I loved American Fiction. You did great there, but I wish you were just picked up on every. I'm not going to insult the man. Never mind. Sorry, I take that back. Jeffrey Wright. There it is. Any more to talk about today on this docket? We did James Gunn and Superman. That was the biggest news story. Loved knowing that there's going to be a Superman. Oh, Black Panther. The main guy on the thumbnail, the Black Panther. Darius sends me these thumbnails while he's, I guess you're dashing or something, but you send me these thumbnails and you say, go, let's do this video. And I say, all right, cool. There's going to be some more Black Panther. Why is T'Challa unmasked from What If on the thumbnail of this here stream?
All right. So yesterday we watched the Marvel Zombies trailer, and it kind of confirmed, and I think they were kind of talking about it before seeing the trailer, that it is going to pick up from the What If episode of Marvel Zombies, from the events that happened there. As I haven't seen that What If episode since the first season of What If, so I watched it last night, and it does end in a cliffhanger. It ends with outside of Wakanda, because Wakanda was the only safe place left where zombies hadn't attacked. And Okoye at that time was still looking for T'Challa. They found T'Challa being imprisoned by Vision, who took his leg and fed it to Wanda to curb or keep her hunger or whatever. Okoye, I forgot, ended up dying in that by Wanda's hand. But T'Challa, Ant-Man, Spider-Man get away. So in the trailer, I saw somebody asking yesterday, was that Doctor Strange? So that's Ant-Man. I remembered from after watching last night that is Ant-Man with the Doctor Strange cape. headless Ant-Man with a Doctor Strange cape. So it's continuing on, and T'Challa is still alive. So the reason I'm bringing this back up today is because I don't feel as if I put enough emphasis, or we in general, this podcast, our show, put enough emphasis on T'Challa being in this. We're constantly talking about recast T'Challa. They're not doing enough for T'Challa. He couldn't even be in the animated this or that, blah, blah, blah. Now, I'm not saying that this is, X-Men 97 or anything like that, or canon or anything like that. But, and even if you weren't even wanting to watch all of Marvel Zombies, show them that you still care, that you want T'Challa recasted. Show them that, okay, out of all of the things, if you don't plan, now I'm planning on watching the show because I liked the What If episode of Zombies. So I plan on.
I know where you're going with this. Yeah.
Go ahead and tune in to whatever episode T'Challa, and I don't think it's just a episode that T'Challa is going to be a part of. Once they found him in that What If episode, if you don't remember, if you need to go back and rewatch, refresh your memory, he is, I think, going to be a major player in all 4 episodes. So it's not so much of, again, we're screaming recast T'Challa, and I'm not saying that this is going to bolster that in that direction or anything like that. I still have my belief on what they're doing with T'Challa, but I'm not going to give up fighting either. Show them that you care. If he is in this, then in more than just a few seconds or a few minutes, and he's in the entirety of the 4 episodes, go give this 4 episodes your attention. And when you give it your attention, don't just give it your attention like, oh, I watched it, so I hope they count that view as a recast T'Challa view. Watch it and then go online and talk about T'Challa being in it. Bolster T'Challa. Make T'Challa the main thing more than the zombies even being the main thing. I mean, that could even be a recast T'Challa day that you want, if you want to set that up to where everybody, hey, go watch Marvel Zombies, but instead of tweeting about the actual zombies themselves, not to say that that's not something you can do, because I think I'm going to enjoy the show because I enjoyed the trailer, but sticking on T'Challa specifically, go out there and talk about, hey, Marvel Zombies was great. T'Challa, we actually saw the king back and this and blah, 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 blah. You actually getting a chance to see him here. We haven't seen him in anything else. You're getting a chance to see him here. Make it fucking count. That's all. I think this should have been said yesterday, but I glossed over it.
No, I said something like that. I said, don't even watch the episodes he's not in. Just watch the episodes he is in. But to take it further and to make it an online movement, so to speak, yes. September 24th is when the show comes out. When Discussing Film does their tweet, which they will do, what should the top comment be? It should be one of us going, great to see T'Challa, man. What a successful character. We should be taking videos, retweeting each other, being active on the 24th of September. More every time someone's talking about Marvel Zombies, we make sure we're talking about how, that was actually T'Challa. Bro, good thing he's not iced anymore. Great to see him, even if it's just animated. Hope they do live action. # recast T'Challa.
Yep. And it's like I said, I've said before, even though this show was, I don't know how long ago they finished Marvel Zombies, how long they've been sitting on Marvel Zombies. I don't know if this was, done. I don't know. But I've used this before, and I'm going to continue to say it. It's every time you need help. It's like, yeah, Wakanda's okay. Wakanda's this or that. But every time you need to get out of something sticky in the MCU, we go to Wakanda. Couldn't figure out Vision. We figured out Wakanda. Marvel Zombies taking over. Well, Wakanda's not affected. Every time something sticky goes, oh, Bucky, I need a place for him to go. Hey, I know a place. Send him into Wakanda. Every time something sticky happens in the MCU, we're seeking the help of Wakanda. But yet we don't respect Wakanda enough to give them their king and keep the main character for the reason Wakanda even exists to get us out of these sticky situations alive. So I always like to point that out. They always go to Wakanda for everything, but don't want to actually use Wakanda. We were told before Wakanda Forever from President Kevin Feige that it's going to explore Wakanda. We're going to see so many more elements, and this and that. We learned shit about Wakanda. So they go to Wakanda whenever it suits them to go to Wakanda.
I heard Blue say that on his stream yesterday about how black people been saving Marvel, and he was relating to Marvel having Blade come up with the trilogy to give them money to get them out of bankruptcy. Yeah. We can definitely make the 24th, which is 3 weeks from right now, as we're recording this. 3 weeks from now is the Marvel Zombies Day. Now, as a YouTuber, my job would be, I guess, to clip up and be like, these are all the things T'Challa did in the What If, and do a little 5-minute video on the YouTube side. On the social media side, though, that's all you. Every single one of you have a retweet and have a like.
Yeah. And that would be dope. It is, however, the same actor that voiced him in that What If episode.
Chadwick Boseman wasn't the guy who voiced him in What If?
He voiced him in the Star-Lord episode, not that episode.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not him.
So are you with it? 24th Recast T'Challa trending day? Or is it not a Recast T'Challa trending day? It's just a talk about Marvel Zombies T'Challa day. What are we making 24th?
I would say you make it a Recast T'Challa's trending day, but you talk about him being in zombies. You're still talking about zombies because that's what they're going to be looking at. But while they're looking at all this zombies data, if enough people are really talking about it that way, or talking about zombies that way, then they'd see like, oh, okay, well, everybody's talking about T'Challa. There's not a lot about zombies here. That's the point. I mean, yeah, we're talking about zombies because he's in zombies, but we want the hashtag Recast T'Challa to outdo hashtag Marvel Zombies.
So then when the majors, Marvel Studios, the accounts that they own, right? James Gunn, Kevin Feige is no James Gunn, so he's not going to be tweeting about it. But if he did, get in that comment section and just hit him with why T'Challa is important. Just do one tweet, but if everyone just does one tweet, it actually looks very significant. So this is a community effort too. On Twitter, Culture Crave is going to tweet about it. The Direct are going to tweet about it. Everyone will have a September 24th tweet about Marvel Zombies. You make sure you spell the word T''CHALLA in that tweet. When you see comment sections on YouTube during that day, when you see the new Rockstars breakdown, Screen Crush breakdown, heavy spoilers, Easter eggs hunt, you make sure you go, T'Challa was in this. It's already a 10 out of 10. Quick comment like that. Flood these influencers with, I guess T'Challa is a big deal because everyone's talking about how it's been so long without him. Next time I talk about Black Panther or Marvel and T'Challa comes up, I'm going to speak about him in like a better way, right? Like flood these guys. And when I say flood, not spam, but just do one on everyone's social media account that you follow. If you're in a community, in a Discord group, in anything, make sure you're talking about T'Challa on the day of Marvel Zombies. That just works. That's just going to be effective. And there's 50 people watching right now on my stream and on your stream. However many people, if I clip this and show it, however many of us that there are that we end up having for this Marvel Zombies September 24 trending day, however many of us do it, I think it's enough to generate something to get it going.
Oh, yeah.
Trending day 24th, 3 weeks away.
Agreed. So, yeah, I just wanted to highlight that. Like I said, I should have said it yesterday, but...
No, it's better that you said it today because we're not reacting anymore to the trailer. We're actually talking about the development of T'Challa. Recast T'Challa all day, every day. Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
But other than that, I think that may have been it.
I can end on something woke if you'd like.
What is that?
Oh, we're about to learn about racism in the medical field using Amanda Seales. You might have already seen it or heard of it, but there's this social media content creator who takes liberty. I'm just trying to find that. That's why I'm stalling and talking. Is it Robert? Here it is. Copy, paste.
Oh, no, not outlets sharing the Halle Berry picture.
It's not real.
Yeah, no, it's not.
We debunked it.
Culture Base sharing it. Oh, this motherfucker. I can't stand him. The boy in the yellow. He's annoying as fuck. I've seen him argue with people outside of Amanda Seales. His argument with Amanda Seales during this was vexing. By the way, Jubilee is fucking crazy. They need to be shut down. But
you're with me. Yep. I'm there too.
But he's annoying in the yellow. He's annoying.
So the dude on the bottom left right there, Joel B. Beverell, that's the dude that we're reacting to. So he won't be on screen for long. Here it is.
America. What system is racist?
Whew. We got to dive in because, man, I have an example. My name's Dr. Joel, the Medical Mythbuster, and today let's talk about systemic racism in medicine. To do that, I want to use the example of one specific device called a spirometer. Spirometry is a test that doctors use to measure how healthy your lungs are. It's used for conditions like asthma and COPD. But for decades, if you were Black or Asian, your test results were automatically adjusted downwards, making it harder to be diagnosed with different conditions. But to understand how that device plays into systemic racism, we have to rewind through history. Starting in 1795. It was then that Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States, wrote in notes on the state of Virginia without evidence that enslaved Africans had weaker lungs than white people. Then in 1846 came along English surgeon John Hutchinson, who created the spirometer. He made it as a useful medical tool for measuring lung disease and military fitness. In the United States, a Louisiana doctor named Samuel Cartwright took that tool and used it on enslaved people. He claimed that the spirometer proved that Thomas Jefferson was right, that Black people had lower lung capacity. He even argued that slavery was good for them because forced labor supposedly revitalized their lungs.
As soon as I heard Samuel Cartwright, I'm like, yup, he keeps showing up in these historical racist videos.
But here's where the systemic part comes into play. Instead of rejecting the myth, medicine absorbed it. By the 20th century, spirometers came with something called a race correction. If you were Black, your lung results were automatically lowered by 10 to 15%. And if you were Asian, by 4 to 6%. In fact, up until 2021, up to date, the world's most utilized medical reference by doctors still said that Black patients had lower lung function as if it were a biological fact. That race correction meant that what was labeled abnormal for a white patient could be labeled normal for a Black or Asian patient. That led to misdiagnoses, delayed treatments, denied disability claims, and less lung transplants. And the worst part, most doctors didn't even realize that race was adjusting values because it was built directly into the machine. It wasn't until 2022 that the Global Lung Function Initiative released race-neutral equations. And in 2023, the American Thoracic Society recommended a race-neutral approach to reading the pulmonary function tests. Some places are only now just phasing them out. That's what systemic racism is. It's not just one patient being dismissed by the healthcare system. It's racist ideas from 200 years ago, Thomas Jefferson's words, Samuel Cartwright's pseudoscience, being built into a machine and shaping healthcare for generations. Examples like these go far beyond medicine. Be sure to follow, like, and share because there's a lot more myths to bust.
Thank you, Dr. Joel.
They said, oh, yeah, no, slavery will help their lungs. Oh, that's funny.
Yep.
They said,
but those videos pop up, and I'm like, this would be a great way to end the stream. And so, yeah, there it is. Woke up.
That's funny. That is funny. All right. Well, that is another riveting episode of the show change name right now. All that kind of stuff. I'm going to get all that changed. So by next week, Monday, it'll be a new look, new everything. We'll get all that.
I'm waiting on you to change the background for me to change the intro song.
Yeah, it'll all be new. So yeah. But we're back here tomorrow with Marcus for our Pantheon stream. Back of the bus. Or sorry, yeah, he's at Back of the Bus. It's the Pantheon stream that we do at 8:15 Central Standard Time, 8:15 Eastern Standard Time. And we are going to be live for that. So you can come back and join then. We should be live again tomorrow morning as well for our regular scheduled, tomorrow too, Central Standard Time for our regular scheduled stream here. And then we'll be ending the week on Friday. So if you are new here, you like what you saw, go ahead and hit that subscription button. It does help us out. Like this video, that helps us out as well. Subscribe to my individual channel and Chills. You can hit up Blue, who is in here. He has his channel. You can hit him up. You can hit up Perp. You can hit up Torian. I know he's got a channel as well. And Network, I know he's got one. I don't think I'm missing anybody else in there with the channel. But if I am, please forgive me.
Rosales Comics.
Rosales Comics. You can hit all them up on their channels as well. They have channels to check out. So we appreciate all of you guys. As always, like, subscribe, share with your friends. Be blessed. Have a safe day. And we'll see you all in the very next one. Peace out.